It is impossible to imagine Earth without its lush green cover. How is the planet's green landscape maintained? It is due to the essential biological process of reproduction or procreation, in which new offspring are produced from the parental generation, so reproduction maintains continuity of life. Plants show both asexual and sexual modes of reproduction. Let's understand the different types of reproduction in plants in more detail. Asexual reproduction is the method of reproduction in which a single parent reproduces an offspring without the fusion of gametes. Asexual reproduction seen in plants can be categorized into different types. Let's first begin with vegetative propagation. Have you ever seen new plantlets growing from the buds of a potato? The generation of a new plant from the vegetative parts of a plant, such as the stem, root, and leaf, is called vegetative propagation or vegetative cloning. Vegetative parts that can grow into new plants are bulbs, corms, gemmae, rhizomes, and tubers. Some examples of plants that can reproduce through modified stems are the potato, ginger, strawberry, onion, and garlic. Plants such as sweet potato, tapioca, and asparagus propagate through roots. Plants such as bryophyllum have buds in the notches of their leaves. These buds fall onto the ground and grow into new plants. Bryophyllum is thus an example of vegetative propagation by leaves. Other examples of plants that propagate through leaves are the walking fern and the begonia. Another form of asexual reproduction is by the formation of spores. Lower plants such as algae show formation of motile flagellated spores from any cell of the algal body. The spores, when released, settle and divide by mitosis to produce new filaments. Another mode of vegetative reproduction is fragmentation, as seen in Spirogyra. When the plant's body is accidentally broken into two or more fragments, then each fragment divides mitotically to form a new organism. Fragmentation is also seen in bryophytes such as liverworts and moss, where the primary protonema breaks into small fragments and each one grows into a new plant. Sexual reproduction is the production of new individuals by fusion of the male and female gametes. Sexual reproduction involves two processes. First, meiotic division, which reduces the number of chromosomes, and secondly, fertilization, which restores the chromosome number in a diploid organism. The life cycle of sexually reproducing plants consists of two phases: the sporophytic phase and the gametophytic phase. The sporophytic generation is the diploid phase and the gametophyte generation is the haploid phase in the life cycle of plants, having alternation of generations. The sporophytic generation produces haploid spores by meiosis. The spores germinate to produce the gametophyte. The gametophytic generation produces the haploid male and female gametes that fuse to form the new diploid sporophyte. In algae, sexual reproduction takes place by fusion of gametes that may be similar or dissimilar in size. Gametophytic generation is the dominant generation in the life cycle of algae. Sexual reproduction in algae is classified as oogamous, isogamous, or anisogamous. In bryophytes such as mosses and liverworts, the gametophyte is the dominant generation. The gametophytic generation produces the male and the female gametes in the Antheridia and the Archegonia, respectively. The fusion of the male and female gametes forms the diploid sporophytes, which produce haploid spores. The haploid spores produce the haploid gametophytes. On the other hand, in the pteridophytes, the sporophytic generation is the dominant phase, which produces the haploid spores. The spores germinate to produce the gametophytic generation of the plant. The gametes unite to form the new diploid plant. In gymnosperms, the plant body is a diploid sporophyte that produces microspores and megaspores in the male and female strobili, respectively. In the most dominant group of the plant kingdom, the angiosperms, sporophytic generation is the greatest part of the life cycle and shows presence of haploid cells such as the pollen grain and the egg cell, which fuse to form the diploid zygote.